Sex never gets old. You are never too old to talk about best sexual health practices and attitudes towards sex and normal changes in the body. That's what the National Council of Aging, along with the Ministry of Health, is trying to promote between older persons, particularly women. Today, a sexual health and aging workshop for women 50 and older was held at the ITVET Compound in Belize City. Executive Director of NCA, Ishel Put, says it is the second year that the workshop is being held.
If you would look at the development of sexual health and sexual education, you will find that this particular age group has been absent from the conversation, because when the large portion of the population began to get education about sexual health, they were not included for several reasons. A different generation, a different composition of the society at the time. But what we have seen is that as they become older, there is a greater risk for them to engage in risky behavior. And an older woman that has already passed menopause won't think about safe sex, because safe sex is marketed as, preventing pregnancy. And well, if you can't get pregnant, then what's the point? So it's really looking at how these women can continue to be women in a very healthy and safe environment.
It's a comprehensive one-day session where women were able to discuss the changes their body experiences, but also how to engage in sexual activities in a safe and healthy way. There were presentations from the Belize Family Life Association on the pap smear, breast exams, sexually transmitted diseases, and even health and wellness. Nutritionist Robin Daly from the Ministry of Health also engaged the women in nutrition and body mass index checks.
Nutrition is very important for older persons. Many times food becomes a challenge, finances become a challenge in terms of food, in terms of availability. They're not exposed to as much variety of foods, also finances. And many times people don't know exactly, older people, what they really need to consume during the older years as they age. So the nutrition becomes very important, and hopefully the information shared could be a guide for them to know what they need and foods that they need to keep in their diets through their daily lives.
The participants were from all over the country and from different walks of life, but Put says that they share similar experiences and stories, which indicate that the older population is very active. But there is still stigma associated with older persons purchasing protection.
That is just a misconception of the younger generation. They have no misconceptions of what they're allowed to or not allowed to do. The real questions that we face is, how do they do it safely? How do they maintain health? What are warning signs that they should look out for? In the session in Belmopan, they really talked about concerns that their partner might have other partners and what are safety measures that they can take for themselves. And this creates the environment for them to ask those questions without stigma. Because many times they will tell you, well, I'm embarrassed to go to the drugstore to buy a condom. I'm embarrassed to go to the drugstore to ask for lubricant. And the same thing for older men. So this gives them a platform, an environment where they can ask these questions and get the information and be informed and make better decisions for themselves.
Duane, Moody for News 5.